welcome back to another edition of Piggy's Picks. And today, keeping up with our Masters of the Universe theme, we are going to be reviewing SideShow's quarter scale classic Evil-Lyn.
Down, down, down!
And so, He-Man, those great, gorgeous muscles of yours are totally useless.
And all of her sexiness predating Eon Flux. Taking a look at Evil-Lyn with the tattoos on her back. She's got a little corset tie. They made it really sexy, exploited her very nicely. Even got her with the thigh high, well, mid thigh high, boots on, pantyhose. They really gave her like a stripper look, but that is how she always looked. And that was before the days of the social justice warriors when everything was politically correct, which is another reason why I love the Masters of the Universe line. But let's dig specifically into Evil-Lyn. Evil-Lyn is an evil sorceress. She is the daughter of the Faceless One, and that was established in the 2002 series. The original 1983 series didn't give a lot of, a lot of back thought into her family. So I'm going to tell you a little bit why Masters of the Universe is my favorite, particularly Evil-Lyn, who worked for Skeletor. You can see his review by clicking here. The reason that I love Evil-Lyn, Skeletor so much is they were not politically correct. I grew up, I'm a 70s person. I grew up, I was a child in the 80s when shows like the Thundercats, He-Man, Voltron were at their peak. And the TV shows, like all the Norman Lear shows, nor the cartoons, none of them were politically correct. Least of all, Skeletor. Skeletor was sexist. He was what if you name it, he went in on it. He did not care. He gave 0 Fs. So Skeletor was kind of like, if you like people with those quick one-liners and wits.
It's not appropriate. You're a child. Why are you finger each other and doing jello shots? Like, why aren't you?
And then Evil-Lyn was kind of like his right hand, well, man, woman, whatever you want to call her. She is a little butch at times, but hey, she was super evil. She would even double cross Skeletor sometimes. Most of Skeletor's henchmen, such as Beastman, Merman, they were just yes men, all about pleasing Skeletor because they were scared to get their butts zapped. And Evil-Lyn was as well, but she had ulterior motives. So I guess she was your first feminist, because she was she pretended to kind of go along with Skeletor's plans, but she had her own ulterior motives, and she would turn on him in a second, as they showed a couple of times in the 2002 series, which was really, really good. We won't talk about the 1990 series. The 2002 series, which was really, really good. She double-crossed him to like try and bring release Hordak from the Phantom Zone, that's Superman, to try and release Hordak. She double-crossed him with King Hiss and the Snake Men. I could go on and on about Evil-Lyn and her wicked ways. A little bit of backstory about Evil-Lyn. Again, she was voiced in 1983 to 1985 by Linda Gary, and then again from 2002 through 2004 by Kathleen Barr, and she was portrayed by Meg Foster in the 1987 Masters of the Universe movie. The movie was horrible, frankly, but it's fun, cheese, campiness, and I'm not gonna lie, I probably watched it again just last week. All right, so Frank Langella stood out as Skeletor, and Meg Foster, she did a decent job as Evil-Lyn. What's funny is that when I was growing up, I thought Evil-Lyn was Asian. I won't go into why, but I thought she was Asian. And then as you kind of go into the later series and into the movie, you can see that she was, well, not Asian. She had the white hair. If you ever get to see some of the episodes in the classic and in the 2002 version where she removes her headdress, she definitely has white hair. She has a sexy little white haircut. Again, it's nice and butch. I like it. But that's neither here nor there. When they made the original toy for her in the Mattel line, she was yellow, and so that was weird. The story that I believe I heard at the time as a child, was that Mattel stated that they made kind of like almost the exact same doll for Tila that they did for Evil-Lyn. So they painted the colors on the Evil-Lyn suit, and they kind of dyed her yellow, or something fell into like some chemical fell into the plant when they were processing her. I don't know if there's some old school Masters of the Universe fans like me. Please let me know in the comments if my story is correct, if it is correct, or if there's more to it. So that is why this one is called the SideShow Classic version. There are actually 3 tall Evil-Lyn statues that are in the quarter scale that I'm aware of. There's the Pop Culture Shock one, which is more directly like the animated one, like you're staring fresh into the Filmation cartoon. And then there is also there's the regular exclusive version where she kind of has a cape and she's pointing. It's almost just like this one, except her skin is white. Her colors are more like purple and black, and she has on a cape. That one's actually pretty dope as well, but I chose this one for the nostalgia factor because she just takes me back to that time before everything was ruined by the political correctness and the social justice warriors. All right, so Evil-Lyn, as I said before, she's standing on top of this Snake Mountain, which kind of beautifully pairs with the Skeletor statue. Again, click here to see that video, which beautifully pairs with the Skeletor statue. You have your lava flowing down here. I mean, you have the bottom of the snake, so she can sit next to him, and you can continue that snake line, which is how I plan on displaying her. She is a yellow texture, again, just like the original Mattel version. I'll try and put a shot of that here next to her so you can do a comparison. Her makeup is beautiful. Her eyes are beautiful. Even the lipstick on her is beautiful. The teeth are beautiful. The eyes are so deep and so blue. She has on green mascara. She even has her eyebrows done. So, I mean, even up to like the tip of her headdress, down to her fingernails, the veins in the finger, the lines in the fingernail. I mean, when I tell you the detail on this is amazing, you can almost see the razor bumps where she shaved under her arm. If you see, she's holding her staff, and she has a crystal power in her staff just like Skeletor does, and it's like a real human skeletal hand with its nails done. It's almost like Skeletor's hand that's holding the crystal. So how's that for symbolism? What else can we say about her? Yeah, the color, the design, the texture, it is simply amazing. This is not really a mixed media statue. Again, I just really love her corset tie back here. I love how they accentuated her curves, her thighs. If you're a thigh person, you know that they really did a good job here. I'm not going to overly sexualize her because I don't want to be flagged down by the social justice warriors and the PC police. All right, so let's give her a measurement. And as I get ready to measure her, I'm looking at her tattoos, and it's so dope how they did it, because you see like the scales going up under her crown, through her collar, down the back, and it's fun. I mean, she is just absolutely amazing. Definitely one of my favorite pieces. I cannot wait to display her. All right, so let's get some measurements on her. She stands at, if we go up to the kind of the tip of her headdress or the top of her staff, she is at about 20 inches. She is also about 12 inches wide. And from the front to the back of the base, no, from the tip of her finger to the back of the base, she's just at about 12 inches deep. Yeah, I mean, I can just stare at this in awe. They did an excellent job, even down to like the slight blush on her cheeks, the lines in her neck, the curves on her. I mean, they did an amazing, amazing job. This is definitely one of my favorite pieces from the SideShow model. I don't see any flaws, any imperfections on her. Just checking her out. I definitely have to give her a dusting. Gotta dust these statues from time to time. But yeah, they just did an amazing job on the sculpt, the expression. She's kind of pointing like she's ready to cast a spell or ready to zap someone. You see the lightning bolts ready to come out of her finger, and then she's gonna exacerbate that spell by using the amulet that's inside of her magical staff. So yeah, they just really, they outdid themselves with this piece. Alright, I may pick up the other two Evil-Lyns as well, but I don't want to overcrowd the area where I plan to display her. So yeah, that's all I will say about the SideShow quarter scale classics Evil-Lyn. I definitely recommend it. So if you kind of like this video or the content in it, please give me a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you want to see more of these. If there's a character in particular from the Masters of the Universe line or any other line that you would like to see me review, please leave it in the comments. So as always, thank you. Thanks for tuning in to Piggy's Picks. We'll be back at you, probably continuing the Masters of the Universe line. May switch it up depending upon how I'm feeling, but we're probably going to keep along the Masters of the Universe line for a couple of more episodes, and then we'll change gears. I don't know. Let me know what you think. So again, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Always stay safe. Thanks for tuning in to Piggy's Picks.